Today we're gonna go over TikTok tips, or 10 tips, or you know what? Today, 10 TikTok tips. Will Simpson, and welcome to Exploring Photography. Today we're gonna go over 10 TikTok tips. Now, before we get started, I wanted to say happy 4th of July. I'm recording this on the 4th, so you're seeing this on Monday, so it's a little after, but anyways, happy 4th of July. I hope you had a good time. This is the second time I'm recording this video because the first time I recorded all the footage, and come to find out none of the audio worked. Awesome. Now, you might be thinking like, well, why didn't you test it? Well, I did test it, damn it. I did test it, and it worked great. I changed nothing. I started recording, finished the whole recording, and no audio. So, summary. Shit happens, I guess. Anyways, let's get into tip number 1 for TikTok, watch time. This is the most valuable thing on TikTok because it's all video based. The longer you spend watching it, the more you get boosted. So if someone watches part of your video, then you get not the greatest boost. But if someone watches all of your video and then re-watches it, you're gonna get a huge boost. So it's really important to make videos that people will watch the entire thing. The higher percentage of watch time, the more boost the algorithm will actually give you. So 30% is very low, 31 to 60% is okay, but you're not gonna get a huge boost. 61 to 90% is really good, and then anything over 90%, even 100% plus rewatch time will give you the most boost and the most traction. Tip number 2, length of video. Now, I've done a lot of tests on this, and I found that the best length for TikTok is about 12 to 17 seconds. Now, that's not saying you can't have longer or shorter videos, that's just kind of the length to shoot for. Because the great thing about TikTok is there's so many videos, and with the swipe of a finger, you can get a brand new video, and it's a whole new thing, and you're more engaged. So that's why people will go to watch a couple of videos for like 2 minutes on TikTok, and then look up and it's 2 hours later, and you're like, what day is it? But that is what makes TikTok so amazing. Thus, your video should be short, but not too short because you want to keep their interest. If you have a video that's 1 to 3 seconds, yeah, you might have a lot of views, but it's only 1 to 3 seconds, so it's not going to get a huge boost. Keep them on longer, let's say for 17 seconds, or actually a buddy of mine, he did a video which is I think about 45 seconds, and it's funny, it's just super engaging, and it's got almost 4 million views, I think. It's insane. So you can make longer videos, but if you need like a range to work from like 12 to 17 seconds. It's a good average, gets good engagement, and gives you a good boost if you get a lot of watch and rewatch time. Tip number 3, I like to call this one the 10% rule. This rule is your percentage of likes to views. So if you have, for example, 1,000 views and 100 likes, that's 10%. The higher that percentage is, the more the video will get boosted. I had a video with 3,000 views and 800 likes, and within 3 hours, it was at 50,000 views. The next hour, it hit 80,000 views. This isn't necessarily the fastest growth. There's many videos that grew much faster, but it kind of gives you an example. You know, I had a video that had 150 views and 50 likes, and it just kind of tracked slowly. The common denominator was the higher percentage of likes to views, the faster the video grew. That same video, when it dropped below that 10% ratio, for example, it hit 7,600 likes and 162,000 views. That's less than 5%. It still grew, but not nearly at the rate that it was growing in the beginning when that like percentage was much higher. So that just seems to be a common thing, so go for that. Go for higher than 10% likes to views. That'll help you out. Tip number 4, deleting a video. Should you or should you not? Done a lot of research on this. The verdict is you should not delete your videos. Now, the reason for that is because TikTok, if you delete a lot of videos, it will tell TikTok that your content isn't good, that it's not tracking, that people aren't enjoying it. So it's kind of important not to delete your videos. However, this is kind of annoying. I had to do it twice because I messed up on something on the video, and TikTok does not let you edit anything once it's uploaded. You actually have to delete it, edit it, then re-upload it, and that's what I had to do. However, I had no repercussions from this that I noticed, but I've done a lot of research from other people, and that seems to be the common thing. If you delete a lot of videos, your account can get kind of flagged, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word, and your video won't get pushed as much. So best way to do it is get a video done, double check it, make sure it's all good, and then upload it, and then forget about it, and just work on the next video. Once you're done with that piece of content, move on to the next one and don't even worry about it. Tip number 5, and we're talking hashtags. Hashtags are super important, just like Instagram. They're a way for your videos to be found. However, you might have noticed certain videos that have no hashtags that do really well, and some videos that have a lot of hashtags and don't do good at all. That's just because of traction. So TikTok is going to send your video out no matter what, regardless of hashtags. However, with hashtags, it kind of knows who to send the video to, who has those interests that they might be interested in that video. So it gives it a higher chance of doing well. For example, I have a photography account. I do tips and tricks for photographers. So my hashtags are all photography based. Now you have 150 characters in the description. Should you use it all or not? Well, from what I've researched, you should use a title, a relevant title, and keep it on the first line, don't make it go over, and then use 6 hashtags, 2 viral hashtags, and 4 content relevant hashtags. This I found is the best way to create your description. Also, you have to remember your description will cover part of the video at the bottom left-hand corner. So you never want to put text down there that will be covered by it because people get really annoyed by that. Here's a little bonus tip. You do want to use viral hashtags, but you don't want to use all viral hashtags. To find the current trending or viral ones, you can click on the search bar or the search icon here, and then it shows you all of the trending hashtags for that day. You can also, when you create a video and you put in the description a hashtag symbol, it'll then pop up what the trending ones are. The ones with the little fire icon next to it, those are the hot or trending hashtags for today. Now, really quick, if you're liking this video, give it a like because it really does help me out. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you subscribed along. I do videos like this every Monday at 7 p.m. and it really helps me out and I'd love to have you. But let's carry on with tip number 6. Tip number 6 is, should I use the super popular hashtags? Hashtag FYP, Foryoupage, etc. I don't recommend it. Now, that's not saying you can't, but you remember the analogy. You're gonna be in a pool with 100 billion people. I think there's 1 billion people on TikTok, and there's like 234.9 billion uses of those hashtags. So you can use them, but you might get lucky, who knows? If you do, let me know because that's awesome. One quick note, I send out emails about once a week. I'm not really good at it, so it's once a week, maybe twice a month, something like that. However, if you want some additional tips, tricks, first looks, potential giveaways, things like that, I'll put the link in the description, sign up to the email list, and I'd love to have you. Tip number 7, use trending music. Now, a lot of people, they try and match the music to their videos, or, in video editing, we always try and match the cuts to our videos. That's not fully relevant on TikTok, and that's because people are not video creators on TikTok. Yeah, there are some people that create really high-end TikToks, but it's not necessary. People expect a certain quality because it's all phone-based. So using music and tracking it to your transitions and tracking it to this is great, and if you can do that, by all means do it. It's totally fine, but it's not necessary. However, just like hashtags, using trending music categorizes those videos. So if someone searches for that song, they might find your video. So use trending music as much as you can. You don't have to. Again, this is just a tip. Finding trending music is really simple. Simply make a TikTok video and then go into the sounds, and then open it, scroll down, click on the trending button. That will show you all of the trending videos. You can see the time limits and you can match which time limit works for you. And then once you find one, select it. Once you've selected it, then you can actually adjust the music. So select the music and then click on the little treble sign with the clip, the scissors, and that'll give you the track, and you can adjust it and move it as needed. And that way you can kind of match it to your video, and it makes it so much easier. That's the easiest way to add trending music. Tip number 8, reposting a video. Should you or should you not? Absolutely. You can totally repost a video, especially if it did really good. The thing to remember is TikTok values watch time. So if you have a video that did really good, reload it because it probably will do really good again. Not guaranteed, but most likely if it did good, it'll do good again. Now, do I recommend using the same music and hashtags? Well, that's totally up to you. I recommend following the tips in this video. If it is using the same exact thing, that's totally fine. You can test out different hashtags and different music and see if it does as good, and then post the video again. However, I do not recommend posting them really soon after each other. I would say give it a week. Post a video, if it does really good, post it a week later or 2 weeks later. Give it time, because if your followers constantly see the same video, you might start to lose followers, you might not get as much traction. So yeah, totally fine to repost videos, but just give it some space in between. Tip number 9 is how many times should I post? Well, I recommend posting 1 to 3 times a day. People are uploading videos onto TikTok a lot. So to stay relevant, you need to continually post content. And it builds up your feed. So if someone clicks your name and goes and sees that you have a ton of videos, they're more likely to follow you along. If you have 1 or 2 videos, they might like your video, but they may not follow you. I post once a day. That seems to work good for me. Sometimes I might post a second video here and there, but I'm pretty consistent at once a day. However, if I do post multiple videos, do not post them one after the other. Like don't post. Post one at noon, post one at 4, post one at 7, or something like that. Give about 3 to 4 hours between each post. That way your video has time to build up and get traction. If you post them all at once, it just doesn't seem to work as well. Tip number 10, what everybody wants to do, grow their account. What's the best way to grow your account? Well, that's the best thing about TikTok is you can grow so fast. You can stagnate and do nothing, but you can also grow really fast. I went from on May 1st, 12 followers to June 26th, 30,000 followers. Now that's not the fastest growth by far. I know a guy who went from 0 to 500,000 in 1 month. I have a buddy who went from, I think it was 500 followers to 70,000 followers in 6 days. And that's not even the best. The fastest growing account on TikTok went from 0 to 1 million in 3 hours and 31 minutes. It was a K-pop group. And granted, they had a big social media before, but it just shows you how fast things can grow. Now, the best way to grow is to do the things in this video. Do the tips and tricks in this video. Post 1 to 3 times a day. Use relevant hashtags. Use trending music. But the most important thing, despite all of these tips and tricks, is to post interesting content. Whether it's interesting, educational, entertaining, comedic, it doesn't matter. It must keep the viewer's interest so you get high watch and rewatch times. They wanna follow you, they wanna like the video, they wanna comment, and they wanna share it to their friends. That is the number 1 thing above all other tips in this video. Without interesting content, without engaging content, without content that keeps a viewer's interest, it won't do anything. You will literally flatline and you will have maybe 0 to 50 views and 12 followers. But that's okay. 1 video can change everything. Pace your video. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, videos need to have kind of a story. They need to have like a suggestion or a problem or something in the beginning that interests the person. Then kind of like a storyline showing how you arrived at finally the solution at the end of the video. This allows people to be interested in your video and to track through the video, raises your watch time. Sometimes if you do the solution at the end very quick, they'll then rewatch the video. However, a lot of people find this really annoying, so do this at your own risk. It annoys the crap out of me, and videos that do that, I tend to move on, and I don't like them because it just annoys me, because that's just a technique to get people to watch your video again, and it's frustrating. Anyways, the other thing you can do is use text boxes. A lot of my videos, I don't talk at all. I simply guide them through the video using text boxes like, here's a cool photo trick, or the number 1 way to make your photos that much better. Then I show them me taking the photo and the steps I took, and then the final picture is the photo, or I'll show like a before and after, showing with or without it. And people like that because they see like the beginning, okay, this is what I'm gonna show them. They see how to do it, so then they can recreate it themselves, and then at the end they see the final result saying, oh, well, yeah, I definitely wanna create that. This is a great tip. And they might rewatch it just to pay attention to the smaller details. They'll like it, they'll comment, they'll follow, they'll go to my account, they'll see lots of other little tutorial videos, and so on and so forth. There you go, building the account. So that's a really important tip, is pace yourself, pace your video. It keeps more traction, but don't be annoying. Don't be that guy. No one likes that guy. In the end, TikTok is a great app, and you can grow really fast on it. However, you could, the funny thing about this app is you could follow none of these tips and explode, or you could follow all of these tips and not do great. But I've done some tests. In the past couple of months, I've done tests. I've tried these, I've tried that, I've tried this, and I found that these are the tips that are most likely to succeed and help you grow. So follow them, don't follow them, it's totally up to you. And but that's my 10 TikTok tips. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, because it does really help. Don't forget to comment. Let me know what your favorite TikTok tip is, or if I didn't mention one and you're like, he forgot this one, good, I probably didn't know it. Comment below, let me know, and don't forget to subscribe. I do videos like this every Monday, and I'd love to have you along. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.